Survivor's ready. Go!
Travis spoken.
Boston Rob and Amber are gonna do it.
This is a business trip, as I like to say.
You, Brad Culpepper.
I'm tired of you and the fucking chicken.
You can call me the puppet master. They can be my little puppets.
It's not like you're making a deal with the devil here.
You get to milk your own milk, I guess.
Who the hell voted for me?
Chicken.
We got enough rocks here, too. We could build a pretty decent shelter just using rocks.
I'm supposed to talk glamour to you. You understand that better?
Direct from Hobart, it's time for the only Survivor podcast in Australia dedicated to Survivor, bringing you all the latest interviews, episodes, and opinions from the greatest reality show on the planet. It's Survivor Oz, and here's your host, Ben Waterworth.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Survivor Oz, Australia's #1 TV and film podcast, coming quaint and beautiful and somewhat leafy suburb of West Moona. But you don't want to care about where we're from because you want to hear us talk about Survivor. And I have a fantastic lineup of beautiful Ozlets joining me this evening to chat, including a newbie, a gentleman who we have not had any time on this show before until right now. Please welcome to Survivor Oz from the US of A, Mr. Jordan Rose. Jordan, welcome to Survivor Oz.
Happy to be here, Ben. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. I have not yet done our introduction interview. That's a new thing now. So I have not learned anything about you yet. So save all that for that interview. But it's very early where you are talking right now. So we appreciate you getting up and joining us for this episode.
Yeah, no problem.
Beautiful. Also joining us is a man who hasn't been heard this season because we don't like him. But we do. We like him. It's Anthony Rossi. Hello, Rossi. Welcome back.
Hello. Be expected to hear a lot from me in this episode.
Well, I've already heard, I think, more from you in that introduction than I have heard from you in a lot of our episodes in the last 12 months. So, pleasure to have you back, Rossi. And also, pleasure to have back a man who I've been talking to a lot recently, but it's usually about a man with a gun and not about a man with a torch. Colin Hilding. Hello, Colin. Welcome back to Survivor Oz.
Yeah. Fresh off The Amazing Race Oz and Double Oz 7, Colin Hilding returns to Survivor.
Yes, you busy man, you. You need to go onto Euroz Vision and you've ticked them all off, and Big Brother Oz. So you've got that in your plans there, Colin.
Bringing sexy back, Oz.
Bringing sexy back, Oz. How's your Eurovision watching been, Colin? You doing your research for next year?
Is it still Boggy for the win? That's where I left us.
Well, actually, Junior Eurovision's about to happen, so look, Boggy Junior. Boggy Junior, who knows? And you've already heard his voice. It's Noah. Hi, Noah.
There you go.
Great. How are you?
Fairly good.
Yep. Wicked shit. All right, let's talk about Survivor. Episode 3 of Survivor Cambodia is behind us. We are live right now on Spreecast for people listening to this later. It's not live for you, but hello. We are looking forward to hearing people's thoughts about this episode. I'm already seeing lots of people typing in their thoughts in the little boxes, and mainly called Zachary Chong, but that's all right. Other people can have a turn to talk in there, Zachary. Thanks. And we also do have some listener questions as well. For the second week in a row, I don't even ask for listener questions for Oztopsies and I get them, so okay. Let's start with you, Jordan. You're the newbie. What did you think of this episode of Survivor?
I thought it was really good. I liked the way the tribes were split up. Everything worked out pretty good. I think they certainly had 3 men and 3 women on each tribe. I think I saw there were 2 different trays on the table. So that I'm really glad they had the men and the women split up evenly. Other than that, it was a satisfying episode, I think.
Satisfying.
Still wait. Yeah, still can't wait to see Abby get her comeuppance, but we'll see what happens.
That's just mean. I've got money on her, Jordan. Come on, you don't want to see me be poor now, do you?
Well, I don't like Abby.
Clearly, you want to see me poor. Okay, Rossi, what did you think of this week's episode?
Enjoyable in the fact that there was it was dynamic television. I enjoyed watching in that aspect, but otherwise, fuck it, then hell, PG. The season's going down for me.
So hang on, is that frustrated or is that a yay like explain your just then?
Super unhappy. Super unhappy.
Oh, well, I don't want to see Rossi unhappy. That's not good. Don't be unhappy, Rossi. You're the happiest Oslet. That went well too. Colin, this week's episode of Survivor, what did you think?
I thought it was kind of a crazy episode. I really love Tasha this week. I think she's a star. I was so disappointed with PG. She was one of the players I was most looking forward to coming back, and I think that she makes the case now for, a second chance doesn't always mean change what you did the first time, because I think if she had played the way she played in China, she survived this week, and it was just kind of like watered down, soft PG, and still I think I'd rather her gone over Abby Maria this season, even though I wouldn't have said that in past years, and definitely rather her gone than Varner. So really different episode this week than entertaining.
Would you have rather her gone over Wu?
No.
Good. Noah?
Well, firstly, you got to stop wasting time on stupid questions like that. Of course, the answer is no.
Well, Jordan could be a Wu fan. I don't know.
Well, I will be very embarrassed if you...
Good. That's all right, George. Good job.
No, if you're a Wu fan, that's fine, but I'm not. I enjoyed the episode, but I don't think it was as good as last week, only because last week was really strong. This had things that annoyed me, like the way they handled Angkor in terms of, like, you get nothing, and you're also a weak tribe, sucked in. Like, that was annoying. And then Kelly Wigglesworth, Kimmy, Keith, this is not Rossi, this is a frustration. We'll jump into it, but how much stories about Spencer's girlfriend do we need to hear? I want to see Mike Kelly Wigglesworth. So it was a decent episode, but there was some annoying things about it, though.
It is frustrating. I think we should lead with that. Like, look, I perhaps like Spencer a little bit more than you do, Noah. I appreciate the man, and he's a very nice guy out of the show. But, I'm not too sure if I need to sit down and watch 5 minutes of him saying he can't say I love you. Which, look, fair enough. That's an issue that a lot of people out there have, men and women. Like, okay, I understand that, but I'm watching Survivor, not The Bachelor. So, Spencer, great, fantastic, mate. But, where's my Wigglesworth? My Wigglesworth, no, not your Wigglesworth.
Gimme! Keith!
Keith!
It's the KKK.
Kelly. No.
Let's not go there again, Noah.
Let's
I'm shutting up.
Pretend that
Zipping
never
my
happened.
mouth.
It's interesting. Kind of, we've talked a lot about the editing. And for a second week in a row, we really there was a good chunk of people we didn't see. There were 5 people who didn't get a confessional this episode. It wasn't just the KKK, it was the 4K. Cass, Keith, Kelly, and Kimmy.
Let's not make this a contributing thing. The quad. Let's call them the quad 4, not the KKK.
The quad 4.
Quad 4.
And Wu didn't get a confessional, so we didn't miss out there. So Cass, Keith, Kimmy, Kelly, and that's a tongue twister. But yeah, poor Kimmy. She's had 2 episodes in a row now without a confessional. Fucking Monica got a confessional this week. Like, what's happening with the editing here, Rossi?
Hardly counted.
Come on, Rossi. You're the smart man when it comes to this sort of stuff. Why do we need to see Spencer talking about his girlfriend and not being able to say he loves her?
Because he probably got the most votes, so they probably want people to see him the most.
Good answer. Colin, care to elaborate?
Well, despite the fact it kind of fell flat, I think Rossi does have a good point.
Well, think about it.
If he did get... if he got the most votes going into this, then it makes sense that the editors would show him just with random stuff, which I thought was really funny this week, that he started off by saying, if I really want to fit in, I need to talk about my feelings. And then he proceeds to have a conversation about how he kind of has a lack of feelings. So there was just an interesting contrast there for how he set it up and how he talked about not really feeling anything. So I thought it was a funny scene. It did run on a little bit long, but maybe it'll have some relevance later in the season. We just don't see that yet.
It's fascinating to watch, kind of, if you're friends with Spencer on Facebook or follow him on Twitter. Like, he posts a lot with him and his girlfriend. I think they've been together for quite some time now. I think they went to Europe not long after he got back from filming, and they look very happy with each other. So I wonder if, she's watching this with him tonight and she's just sort of, what the fuck? You had doubts? What's going on? Or does he pre-warn her about this? See, now I'm analysing this as an actual topic of discussion on an Oztopsy, and yet this is meant to be about why we're not seeing Kelly and Keith and Spencer. I'm glad you're with a girl.
You're wondering why so much.
Go, Colin.
Yeah, you're wondering why we wasted so much time watching it, and now you've wasted more time talking about it.
Jordan, do you have anything to add on this, or shall we just move on?
I think this is a good spot for Spencer. Jeremy is, praising him. He doesn't say anything about, we got to get him out soon. I think Jeremy feels like he made a connection with Spencer, and it's probably a good spot. We'll see what happens next time they go to Tribal.
Well, we should mention that I think at the end of the day, continue.
What's that?
I was just going to say, I think at the end of the day, it kind of does show that obviously a relationship forming there between Spencer and Jeremy, and Spencer supposedly coming into the Switch now, not on the right side of the numbers, but he's trying his hardest to go in there and sort of get there with Jeremy. And we're seeing Jeremy a lot this episode. And yes, Noah?
Yeah. Not only that, but we had last week crybaby-itis from Spencer. We've got all these chess piece kind of confessionals, so they're just really editing him. His storyline is, I'm a person, goddammit, not a robot, so I'm a real boy. So that's basically what his entire storyline is. So I guess that's why the girlfriend was there, so expect more crying and girlfriends next week.
I think the social games can be a huge theme of the whole season. They were emphasizing it way more than usual in the first 3 episodes, with Terry and Spencer and even Abby and just about everybody in general. Saying how much they want their social game to either improve or have an impact on this season.
Which is interesting how they're going about it, because obviously it's a season of second chance, so people are coming in and changing their game up and that, and a lot of people, I guess, are doing that. But then you can look at some people, look at a Jeremy, for example, who really isn't doing anything different from the first time around, except he's got an idol this time around, and he doesn't have Val out there. So, I mean, Jordan, on that, do you feel as though they're giving a lot of emphasis to the second chance purely because it's the theme, or do you feel that somebody who is having a second chance style arc is being set up for a win, as opposed to somebody like Jeremy, who's really not doing anything different than the first time he played the game?
I'm not sure. Jeremy, I think, might be, his edit, I think, is pretty similar to last time. So we'll see what happens with his story. Yeah.
Sure. No, do you have anything?
I disagree that he's not playing that he's playing the exact same way.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying he's getting a similar edit.
Oh no, not you. That was Ben who said that.
Okay.
He is playing similar, but I don't think he's playing the same game, because his first game was get the women, let's get Missy, and let's get Natalie, and let's get Kelly, and let's get Keith, who's not a woman, but all of them. And then this game, it was, he got screwed over because he was really buff and they voted him out, blah, 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 blah. This time it's, let's get Joe, let's get Savage, let's get Tasha, so he's getting the strong people, so he's the weakest of the strong bunch, so he doesn't stand out. So I don't think he's playing the same game at all. I think he's tweaking his game like a lot of other players.
Well, I can see that, but I guess my point being is that we're not really getting so much of an emphasis on him doing that as compared to Terry's social game and, you know, Varner doing what he's doing, and just, like, there's not as much emphasis on it. Jeremy's edit and storyline, while I can see what you're saying, it's sort of almost a quieter edit and really just kind of setting him up with a bit of strategy here. He's found an idol there, he's being social with this person here, which, I mean, again, kind of after what happened in Psalm Wandell at the start, we had a sort of a period there with Jeremy where it was very similar to what we're seeing right now with him.
Yeah, I guess I agree with that, but at the same time, like, 14 of these 20 players also aren't getting shown much of how they're different, and I think he has got a lot more of this different second chance than a lot of people between what I just mentioned and Val not being here and all that, so I don't know what this conversation is about, really.
Yeah, no one ever does. Welcome to Survivor Oz. Now, just before we get to the Switch, one thing that it always fascinates me with any Survivor, particularly with All-Stars ones, is when the tribes come out and they act so shocked, like, oh, that person's gone. We didn't really see too much of that with Shireen, did we? I think we saw Cass's face was just kind of like, oh. But, like, you know, we didn't get a cut to Joe, like, going, oh no, my worlds apart sister's gone. Like, my dirty 30 friend. Like, it's, like, did anyone care that Shireen was gone? Colin, did you pick up on that?
Yeah, well, I was really surprised just by Cass's reaction. I wasn't really even paying attention to everybody else, but I think my impression of Shireen going in, I think that the edit she had was necessary, you know, the victim edits at the end of Worlds Apart, but if you go back to the beginning, I mean, it was pretty obvious that she rubbed almost everybody the wrong way, and back-to-back seasons without somebody learning, I was sure coming into the season the same thing was going to happen. So I'm not surprised if, you know, everybody was already wanting her out, even if they weren't on her tribe.
So you were very confident then when you found out she was your pony that you weren't going to win money?
I knew I was screwed that second.
As soon as she wasn't first boot, you were like, nah, bye-bye, thank you.
Yeah. No money.
How does it feel to be second, Colin? Hashtag money.
Wow. The Switch, though. We'll just spend a nice chunk talking about that. Rossi, first of all, do you like this idea to be able to do a Switch that then brings in an extra tribe? I mean, it was really no secret that we were going to have a third tribe. I mean, for fuck's sake, they were advertising the buff about a month before it was on air. So clearly we knew that at some point there was going to be a mysterious yellow tribe. But do you like this idea of how they've done it?
Yeah, I really like that idea. I think that we're so used to the tribe swap being in like the third or fourth episode, and we're just switching it up to two tribes. So I think adding the third tribe really adds a new dynamic that people aren't expecting, and they can't go in planning for this kind of twist because they didn't really think that it would happen.
Jordan?
However,
sorry, Rossi. Sorry. Continue.
I hate the stupid Jeff's going to bring over a thing and you have to pick it up, and it's so uneven. It's always uneven. Like, of course, the three tribes have a 4-2 dynamic. Like, that did not happen randomly. Whatever.
Yeah, I kind of touched on that in my little words in the recap. I was like, conveniently we have a 4-2, 4-2, 4-2 split. Once again, the convenience gods of Survivor Tribe switches happened very well. But I mean, it's something that actually
But Vion have 10 people though, so there's more chance that they're going to have more people on their tribe.
Yeah, but we could have had a 3-3, a 3-3, and what would have that been on the other side of then? A 4-2?
4-2,
yeah. So, I mean, we could have had a 3-3.
That's not my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is that, as Jordan said, there was 2 trays of buffs and they just edited out where Jeff said, men pick from here, women pick from here. It's because what are the chances of having 3 men, 3 women on each tribe? So I think that's what they did. They just edited it out for time purpose.
Right, okay, that was a good point. Jordan, so, I mean, yeah, you touched on that, but, I mean, overall, as the twist itself, what do you think of kind of this new way of doing the tribe swap?
Yeah, I really like it. Keeps them on their toes. I expect we'll have, one more swap before the merge. Back to 2 tribes, probably, maybe at 14 people left or 16. hopefully close to the merge. But I really like the 3 tribes, especially going from 2 to 3. A lot of dynamic already in place with those 3 tribes starting with 2.
Colin, what do you think, Colin?
I love the idea of switching up to 3 tribes because I think what a lot of seasons have needed in the past is to break up alliances a little bit earlier in the game, and especially all-star seasons, you really need to keep them on their toes. I don't really think there's anything suspicious. I think, as Noah said, when one tribe had a very clear majority, the numbers were going to end up this way anyways. And I do also think that at least one more switch will probably be a good thing, bring it down to 2 tribes before the merge. But anything to actually just keep them on their toes and, keep alliances fresh, I'm all for it.
Noah, anything to add?
I like it, but to me it still seems like fan fiction. I never thought Survival would do something like this. Seems like something someone on some nerdy forum thing would write or something, but yeah, I like it. The execution was poor in terms of Angkor. We're giving you a disadvantage, so here, have more disadvantages by not having any food and any shelter. Right. You've got to use all your energy on shelter, and we've got a challenge upcoming. Also, you've got the weakest members, so I think I don't understand why they felt the need that Angkor had to start again when all these other tribes had all this material from the marooning. They had chickens and stuff from the very get-go, so that was a huge oversight in production, I think, and if they had not done that, then maybe Angkor, even though they're weaker, wouldn't be so sucky if they just had a pre-made shelter or at least some food or some coconuts or something. So I thought that was a huge mistake and something that might potentially ruin an otherwise really good twist.
Were they that sucky, though? They only just lost that challenge.
Yeah, and it was quite close, but their tribe is now Abby Maria, Savage, Varna. So I don't think they're going to do too well going forward because they're a train wreck. And as Jeff said, hit rock bottom. So they were behind, but also Matt Singh were close in a lot of challenges too, and they kept sucking. So Angkor is definitely going back to Tribal Council at some point, if not every point up until the merge.
I love Nick posted.
I do wonder.
Please go, Colin. That's all right.
I was just going to say, I do wonder why they felt the need to, basically strip one team of everything right off the bat. Why not wait until the end of the challenge, say whoever loses has to do this?
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been the same result, but I don't think we'd be debating whether it was fair or unfair that way.
That's a good
way. As I saw on Twitter, someone said, I think it was Twitter, didn't they learn from the haves versus have-nots tweets? Angkor is the have-not tribe. They've got nothing. These other tribes have shelters and chickens. So
that's all you need in Survivor: shelter and chickens.
Well, it's a huge advantage. So they're going to suck, I think.
They got Flint.
Oh yay! We got Flint.
Well, it's better than not having Flint. Nick in our group posted. I'm going to read this out in a best Nocchista accent. Something to discuss on the Oztopsy with the guest and / with the guest this week. Why are we not seeing drafts at swaps anymore? This random drawing is bullshit. It usually ends up with uneven tribes on terms of challenge strength, and although tonight was an exception, a dominant alliance that pops off outsiders quickly. See One World, Caramon, and Blood vs. Water. No, you've already commented on this, so do you want me to read out your comment in a Noah voice? Normally I would agree with you, but in this case I don't.
I don't know who the hell that was. Yeah, well, just to briefly summarise, I normally agree with that, but because of pre-game alliances in All-Star season, it doesn't bother me as much as a Blood versus Water or something. Plus, they are uneven, but they're not that uneven. Bion and Takeo are pretty even, so yeah, I'm fine with it this season, but not normally.
I would like to see, I think, Colin, you mentioned that perhaps they will bring them back to 2 before a merge. I'd like to see them keep this right until the merge. Probably won't happen. I think you're going to be right, Colin. They'll put these back to 2 tribes probably in about 3 weeks. But keep them in 3. This is what annoys me about 3 tribe seasons. They just don't keep them at 3 for that long. So am I the only one there? Rossi, what are your thoughts on that?
They, after the next person gets voted out, they should switch to 4.
Oh, to 4? Why not? That makes an extra one for the buff collectors. They can bring
just getting every single dollar they can out of us now.
7
tribes.
They can make that newspaper print one that we've been hanging out for a long time.
Clear buffs.
Clear buffs. Jordan, what do you think? Should they keep it at 3 for a while? Should they move it back to 2?
I think I'd like to see them keep it like as long as it makes sense. Like if one tribe is losing like every challenge, like a Mad Sing, they might be better off, going back to two tribes before the merge. But if it's one tribe goes down to 5 and then gets 5-5-5 and then 5-4-4 or something, hopefully they'll go back, they'll go straight into the merge, because that was pretty much what happened in Worlds Apart, where you had the 3 different factions basically come together at the merge, and it worked out really well. So if need be, 2 tribes wouldn't be a bad idea. If Angkor just keeps losing like Matt Singh did, then they might have to go to 2 tribes. But if it's fairly even, I hope they stick with the 3 tribes until the merge.
Colin, you mentioned about the 2 tribe bit, but I didn't know whether or not you liked that idea or not.
Mm-hmm. No, I do like it. I think I like it only if the game starts to get stale, if we have just one majority alliance controlling everything. And there's no reason to believe that's happening just yet, based on this week. But that's where I think that the tribe switch is really... I'm all for even Gabon having the extra one in there. I'm one of the few people for that. But I also kind of like Rossi's idea of just adding a new tribe every single week till eventually you have, like, every single person is on their own tribe.
The final 10. All right, 10 tribes coming in.
Exile Island, 15 of them.
Yes. Woo tribe going to Exile Island.
Woo! Difficult loss for your tribe tonight. God, he'd still vote the wrong way.
That's the tribal council and just Woo sitting there opposite Jeff Rose. That would be the most awkward thing in the history of the show.
Jeff, I still don't know which way the vote's gonna go.
Can I vote myself out?
Where's Tony? So
I want to give him $1 million.
The tribe divide, so the new Takeo was Joe, Terry, Sierra, Cass, Keith, and Wentworth. The new Bayon, whatever, the pink tribe, Spencer, Jeremy, Stephen, Kimmy, Monica, and Wigglesworth. And the new Angkor tribe, my landlord's called Angkor, PG, Tasha, Abby Marie, woo! Savage,
really?
And Jeff, I'm not kidding, his name's Angkor, I think it's more Ankar, but I think it's spelt the same. So, yes, my landlord tribe. But yeah, so
does he know Woo?
Well, maybe, I don't know. Everyone knows Woo. When we touched on the divide, we don't really need to go too much into that, I guess. But the dynamics and going back to the beach, we obviously see, we mentioned we've got the 4-2, 4-2, 4-2. So, of course, on Angkor, it was Savage and Tasha on the outs there, or were they? On Bayon, it was Spencer and Wigglesworth. And on Takeo, it was Dietz and Kelly Wentworth. Out of those, the 2 that we didn't really see, I'll start with you here, Noah. Who's more in trouble, Dietz and Kelly, or Wigglesworth and Spencer?
Geez, why did you start with me on Dietz and Kelly? Well, here's the thing. I think Angkor's just going to lose all the time. But I think Wigglesworth is in huge danger, and I just want to hurt myself over that prospect. But you
want to Sam Smith yourself?
It really makes me upset. But because Spencer, we saw the scenes of him working in, my girlfriend, she loves me, I don't love her, all that kind of business. But we saw nothing from Wigglesworth. And not only that, but then we have, which we'll get to, is Jeff Varner trying to send her secret signals. So now she's even more of a threat because she's they know that Jeff Varner's a close ally with her, so they will want to try and break that up. So that's just two factors that are against her.
She killed a scorpion.
She could potentially be in trouble. Yeah, she was a Scorpion King or Queen. She didn't eat it, so she won't win. But on the other hand, I think Dietz could be in trouble. But do we want to get into my argument? I might as well just bring this up now.
Noah and I had a massive fight just like an hour ago on Facebook. We were using caps lock against each other in a chat.
Yeah, caps lock, you know, it's
shit
bad.
got real.
Well, yeah, I'll just say that I think Wigglesworth is in the most danger. But yeah, the fight was that Kelly Wentworth she's playing good, but Ben's acting out like, when she threw shade at Terry and put him under the bus, that was a genius move. And it could potentially be good, but my argument was, now if they think Terry has an idol, or Dietz has an idol, they're going to split the votes. They always split the votes, flush the idol out. So before, if she said, all right, I'm going to side with you guys, let's get Dietz out, then it would have been 5 votes to Terry, 1 vote to whoever Dietz voted for. Now they're going to split the votes, and it will be 3 votes for Terry, 3 votes for Kelly, or 2 votes for Dietz and 2 votes for Kelly. There's still a good chance that she'll be safe, but now there's an even riskier chance if something goes wrong and someone does a Tyson, or someone gets confused, or someone gets pissed off with Kelly, that now she's in a dangerous position, when before, if she had just said, all right, I'm with you guys, I hate Dietz, whatever, she's not in a threat position. So now she's just lowered her chances of survival. I'm not saying she will go home. Like, she's got an idol, plus they probably will still vote for Dietz. But she's just worsened her position with that move. I personally did not think it was a great move, but I guess we have to wait and see. But essentially that was the argument. But yeah, Wigglesworth, a long-winded answer.
My argument is that, for starters, she does have the idol, so she could easily just play the idol in that situation. But
what a waste of a freaking idol!
Well, at least she would use it and not get voted out with it. Is a waste of an idol a waste if you save yourself? It's not a waste. You've saved yourself.
Well, not if you didn't have to use it.
Anyway.
Well, hold on. Noah brings up an interesting point about the fact that they'll end up splitting the votes. They'd end up splitting the votes even if they didn't think that he had an idol, because it's just a safe thing to do. So she's been telling everybody Terry has the idol. They split the votes. She's going to play hers. Suddenly, she looks like somebody who just threw her only ally under the bus for an idol he didn't have when she had it the whole time, and I don't think that makes her look any better.
But I understand that, but I guess my argument that I was trying to point out with Noah is that the way that whole bit was sort of edited and portrayed, like, usually in a situation like that, if we see somebody saying like, oh, well, I think Dietz has the idol, we usually then get a nice cutaway to like Cass or Sierra going, well, isn't it interesting that Kelly's trying to throw this under the bus when she could also have an idol?
Yeah,
like,
but we didn't
see
Pacquiao this week.
But we didn't see anything like that sort of countered her argument. And to me, kind of to see that strategy section there from Kelly that they kept in the episode, they didn't need to show that, but they did. That to me is kind of a overall story arc that perhaps if Kelly is the winner, they're showing a little bit of strategy from her in an episode where we're not seeing much of her. And my whole argument with the Terry side of things is that I believe that this entire episode, Terry was extremely cocky in the way he was going.
He wasn't cocky at all.
He was going...
He went from the bottom to the top in 1 week. He deserved to be cocky if he was.
Yeah, he was just explaining the situation and said he was proud of himself. Like, if I ever say I'm proud of myself for doing something, does that mean I'm cocky?
But probably. the point that I was trying to make, which I think you were sort of taking way into detail here, Noah, was that I am trying to point out that based on what we were seeing, they're setting Terry up for a clear fall, because they're showing him saying like, I'm on the top, no one can vote me out next, and of course what happens is switch. And then, these are the classic things that they show in order to set someone fall down.
Who have said that as well.
Yeah,
you look at every winner's edit, and probably like 24 of the winners have said at one point, I'm on the top, I'm doing well, and it's not cocky, and it's not setting them up for a downfall.
But
how many people said that Tony was being set up for a big blindside?
Yeah, but how many people through that season kept saying he was going to get set up for a blindside because we'd never seen a winner win from the way that Tony was being in that season? My point that I'm trying to make, and I'm not going to spend all this time on this, is that at the end of the day, Terry is, in my opinion, being set up for this massive downfall in the way he's been shown, and yet Kelly is still getting these elements of strategy edit that is pointing towards an overall arc. Say with like Jeremy, he's getting a little bit here and there of that one. We get random Sierra edit of just like, hey, I'm doing the same as I was doing in Blood vs. Water and I'm still boring. But like, you know, we're not seeing, you know, a random Wigglesworth confessional this episode like we did last week. We're not seeing anything from Monica. We're not seeing anything from Kimmy. I'm just saying from an overall point of view, it's how I think the arc will work. And sure, in 5-6 weeks, tell me I'm wrong again if I am wrong. But I'm just saying it the way I'm saying it.
I think Kelly's in it for the long haul, or at least until the merge. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but you're jumping into the edit. This is the one point. Normally I do talk about the edit. I'm talking the here and there, right there on the beach. That move, is it overly beneficial to her? I'm not talking about what she looked like in the edit at that point. I'm talking purely at that move.
Okay, and I respectfully disagree. I think it was a good move because in what way?
I thought it was a potentially okay move.
I thought it was a potentially okay move. Hey, I've got Zachary Chong on my side. I win.
It's not black and white. Ooh, come at me. It's not black and white. That's all I'm saying.
All right, anyway, Rossi, I want you to have a say in this. I'm not asking you to take sides unless it's mine.
Well, weirdly, I do agree with you, though. So,
Damn!
He actually wasn't paying attention to the conversation. He just had to say something after.
Hey, we're talking about Kelly Wigglesworth, right?
No.
No, we're talking about...
No, they actually weren't.
Colby.
No, I agree. I think Ben's got some good points. Like, I do see that what Noah's saying and how you can't... It can also be a bit of an issue for her in the sense that she's putting more eyes on her. But I think it was good in the fact that there's no guarantee. I think out of the majorities, that 4 from Bayon are going to stay strong, whereas I think the other majorities are going to sway and kind of move about. I think that 4 with the Cass, Sierra, and whoever else is on the tribe is going to stay locked. And so I think it was smart to throw some attention at Terry.
Okay. Jordan, anything to add?
Yeah, I agree, Ben. I think Terry's in trouble. I think, they're getting, the second most next to Angkor. They're getting a lot of airtime strategy-wise so far. Bayon, I don't think, or Bayon, they're not showing a lot of strategy. So I think Takeo's going to go to Tribal soon, to Tribal Council, and Kelly's got her idol. So I do think Terry's in trouble being down in the numbers. And so long as the other 4 stick together, Cass, Sierra, and Joe and Keith, and like Terry said, they have a lot of good, strong players, and they can afford to lose one of them, and he's not in the majority. So I don't like his position right now. I do think he's being set up for a downfall.
Speaking of idols, we'll talk about Jeremy in a second. A couple of things I loved the interaction when they're all meeting each other on the beach, and Woo's like, Tasha, is it? And I'm thinking like, oh, haha, you meant to be funny. I actually think Woo was legitimate. Like, Tasha, is it? Like, you were on my season. Oh, were you?
Where's this Phoebe I've been hearing so much about?
Oh, just the first interactions. And yeah, we've got to bring up Kelly killing a scorpion. It was the only thing we really got from Wigglesworth this episode. I mean, Jesus. Like, good on you.
Yeah, the confessional, though, like, I killed that scorpion like a boss, just like I did in Borneo. Yay, Kelly!
And we hear, like, the trumpet, like, da-da-da-da, or we just get the James Bond theme, like, da-da-da-da, like, as she's killing the scorpion or something like that. But, yeah, that would have been perfect. And we got... Kelly! What was Keith's little thing when he's all like, oh... I like
hammock.
Yeah, no, but he said
I struggled to get in the hammock.
Even when Keith doesn't get a confessional, he's hilarious.
But who did he meet? And he was like, I like you, or something like that. He said something.
I already know you, Kelly.
Oh, that was it. I already know, Kelly.
Oh, we need more Keith. We need the quad Ks.
all we got from Kimmy was when they were looking for idols. Kimmy was looking in the sky.
I was. Is it up here? I was so hoping that she would get it. Like, obviously, the edit was making it look like Jeremy would get it. But how amazing if they showed that and Kimmy stumbled across.
She looked like Judd looking for the idol. You know?
Oh, it's not a freaking tree.
That thing is so on the ground.
It's just not funny. It's on the ground. Idol, obviously, Jeremy finds a clue. I love the reactions they're having this season. Like, we had Kelly, obviously, shut the fuck up. And then Jeremy's just like, just the way he looked at the camera and he was just kind of like, and he was trying to control it. What is it about San del Sur people? Keith is finding an idol next week. You do realise that, Noah.
Keith's in good luck.
It's like the San del Sur.
Idols are everywhere.
That's why they're making him find them. I thought this one in the challenge, sort of behind the chest, was. I mean, Jeremy obviously did that one a little bit better than Kelly did. Do you not feel, Rossi, that maybe Kelly was looking out for this? I mean, she's the only other one that knows, really, that they're in challenges.
Yeah, I guess she may have been alert, but there's no way of her knowing where it was, so I don't know if her, looking to see if anyone's picked it up during the challenge is beneficial. She's better off performing well in the challenge instead of trying to find these idols.
Well, just on that, we saw the emphasis made of that on there. Now, are they clearly only putting the idols on these challenges when somebody finds a clue, or is there one of those on every single person's chest? Do we know the answer to that?
I think some people are saying one way, some are saying the other, so I don't think we know for sure. I think it's just a bit of a debate.
That it's if someone finds the clue in that before the challenge, they'll hide it.
Right. So
but
it's
if
only...
no one does, if no one
I've
finds
heard that too, but then I also saw a screenshot of the idol from the episode last week. So who knows?
It's kind of. I mean, I like this idea that they're doing. I think it's great, but it's just there are so many questions. Like, what happens if Cass tripped over and hit her head on the next aisle, and she bumped into it and it dislodged, and she picked it up and was like, "What's this, Jeff?" And then, that's just the idol, Cass. That's for Jeremy to find. Put that back, please.
Yeah, well, they do run the risk of that with this new twist.
Yeah, I mean, next week they're getting bumped in the head every 3 seconds.
Yeah, what if someone picks up the idol with the bumper? How's that going to work next week? I hope someone finds the clue next week, because that would be
in a blindfold.
Yeah, the idol is inside your
Spencer's blindfold.
Yeah. The clue says the idol will be in Spencer's blindfold.
Yeah,
I've heard that they put the idol in the challenge anyway, just in case they don't realize that somebody's found the clue.
Right.
They just put it in there just in case.
I thought it was when Jeremy found it, and then the next line was I think Jeff was like, "And Jeremy helping out." I thought he was about to say, "Jeremy finding the idol."
I swear he's going to slip up one time.
Oh god, it's just hilarious.
Yeah, he joins Wentworth as the other idol holder.
I actually think that in Kelly's case, I think it was really easy for her to get that idol in week 1, because everyone was just focusing on, Wigglesworth and Joe, making the sticks to grab, the keys. And, 19 faces are focused on what's going on, and Kelly's just, slipping away and unnoticed. And Jeremy, I think, had a tougher time just because, it was in the middle of everything. But, he did a good job. And I think, hopefully, it's going to be a little more complicated to do this. Maybe, I don't know about post-merge, but, we'll see what happens.
Put him in the puzzle pieces. Come on.
Yeah, right.
that way it will make. I mean, and speaking of puzzle pieces, again, we have a fairly decent challenge ruined by a puzzle at the end. I know this is the same one as Kagayan, but you don't need a puzzle at the end of this, folks. Just have a race. What's wrong with that?
Do you not feel in some ways, while it's fun, do you not feel that this idol twist, it was great for Kelly? Oh, and by the way, how many flashes did we have of that idol in that challenge?
The zoom.
Here's the idol.
Yeah.
Here's the idol.
Like the bit one there with the camera's like pointed up, then the camera moves down. Like, what if one of the people were looking up looking, why is that cameraman pointing down and zooming in on that? What's he doing?
The flashes of the idol made no sense anyway, because we had no sense of geography or where that actually was within the challenge. We weren't like, oh, there's the box that Jeremy needs to get to. But do you not feel it's in a way backfiring? It was fun with Kelly, but Jeremy, it was just, he bent down and he grabbed it off the side of a box. Like, I thought like the whole idea of this was supposed to be, you have to get it, your whole tribe's there. But it's kind of making getting idols easier than the Russell factor of just looking in the bushes. Like maybe it should have been on the pole that, like, you know, with the keys, like, so like it's on where one of the keys is, and people, the tribe's going, why aren't you getting the key? Why are you untying a bobbly thing off the side of the key? Like, I think that's what they were hoping for in this twist, but it's just, I'm going to grab the idol. Oh, I've got the idol. That was easy.
Colin?
Am I the only one who thinks that?
Well, let's ask Colin.
Colin.
Well,
Colin.
I did have a different impression with the way it was described from what we're seeing. I am finding it a little bit too easy to find. Like, I'd like it if they didn't have the exact location. But if it was something like, okay, it's going to be hidden somewhere along the chest. So you can't plan your position. And the same thing, I think that's throwing me off, is the same thing with Kelly, where there's 2 or 3 sections to this challenge. So as long as you pick yourself to be involved in the earlier section, or they're hiding it in the earlier section, you're never going to miss it, because everybody does move on to something else. So I was really hoping going into the season that it would have been harder and it would have been drawing more attention to the people. But I think it's still way better than having it hidden at camp again, or hidden inside of a tree. So, I mean, we're still getting something interesting out of every week.
I think they should hide it on a person. Like, it will randomly be on Keith.
Yeah. The idol's
Your
in
idol
Jeff's
is
pocket.
Your idol is on your cameraman.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the cameraman again?
Who has the idol?
Jeff Probst
Kelly
swallowed.
Wentworth is holding the idol. Get the idol.
Jeff Probst swallowed it. Search his stool.
Dawson
I like the
I'll get
idea I like the idea that the idol is on Wu, because Wu won't even know about it. They just slip something into his
back
pocket
like a kick me, or like one of those songs, just tied to Wu's back.
They should put it in the fire, like the fire bit.
And also, we didn't get to see is Jeremy's going to be like the gimmicked idol where it looks like the fucking stick, or like remember that twist is also there too.
Yep.
Because Kelly's was just a normal one.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, do you think whoever finds the shitty one, they believe it? Like, no, this isn't it, and he just throws it away, and then Wu actually picks it up. Oh, what's this stick doing here?
Yeah, you'll probably be like, oh, this was a piece of note that Stephen wrote up, and he hit a stick in the idol. I'm not believing this.
We've got a 3rd episode in a row, by the way, of Stephen and his idol love.
And chopping.
Should we find an idol, like, and chopping it.
I'm not going to chop.
Oh, Stephen. Now, in terms of, we get the vote, and obviously, back at camp, we see the tides are turning, and of course, we get the Varna situation as well. We should really mention that.
Yeah.
I did loved how Tasha blocked it. That was hilarious. It's like, we got a rat! Like,
she was dancing.
That was just so funny. Okay, did anybody here read Varna's lips to what was he saying?
It seemed like he said
Kimmy and Monica. That's what it was.
I thought at first he was saying, I thought at first he was saying, "Give me a bottle."
Yes.
Where? Give me a bottle.
I haven't pointed out this before, but I actually am an expert lip reader, and what he was saying was, the idol is on Wu.
Someone needs to do a funny video with subtitles, like funny subtitles of what he potentially was saying. But no, seriously, go back and watch it. It's Kimmy and Monica.
Kimmy and Monica. Okay.
Kimmy and Monica.
But what did he mean by that?
He wants Wiggles to align with Kimmy and Monica, I guess.
Is that his pre-game alliance coming back into him? Like,
Yeah, well, he actually had an alliance with Kimmy, as he revealed. So I guess he wants Kelly Wiggles to align with Kimmy.
The thing that I sort of loved about the whole situation was that as soon as Varner got caught, his face, like, he was shitting himself. And this is
looking for.
This is what's so good about this season. It's just we talked about in episode 1 with like Wigglesworth and her emotions, like last week with Spencer having his cry, and then like this week, like it's just it means so much to these players, this second chance, that we're just seeing the emotions come out. And Varner just like, he wanted to go all Sam Smith at that moment, like he was
that's
just
where you need
cutting for Vespa.
The Bart Simpson clip of with Ralph, and you can pinpoint the exact moment when his heart goes. You need that clip with the ice cream. It's kind of like when you're in high school or primary school when you get in trouble or something, and you try to act like you weren't a part of it or something, so you just look forward.
I didn't know. We got a rat.
It was really weird. Because, Jeff Varner is a big fan of the game, and he kind of, like, watches all the time, watches all the seasons. He should know that the Bubba Sampson move doesn't work.
Well, I was thinking this, but I'm going to bet that this happens every season in Survivor. I bet you people always mouth things to other Alliance members on tribes, like after tribe swaps and that. And I think the only reason it was shown this time is because Tasha called it, we got a rat! Like, I bet you this happens all the time. Like, people have told you in your interviews, Ben, that they've done this before. So I think this happens a lot because people are so desperate out there and they want to make sure the game goes their way.
I agree.
But yeah, once he got caught, it really went to shit.
And I love the reaction there, like it came into like talking about alliances, and Woo's just like, and you told him this, and so when am I not in alliance?
Where's Tony?
I thought we were friends, Jeff.
You know the South Park, what's the one where they're talking about something and then he's like, and it's gone. Like, it's like, Woo has all of a sudden learned how to play Survivor, and it's gone.
but why am I the last one?
Oh my God.
Man, that was such... Like, he already got caught out, and that was bad as it was. But then to call out Savage and then call out PG in front of the entire cast and Jeff, like, that was bad. Bad enough getting caught, but then calling out Savage, I made a deal with you, and then Woo. It was just, that was horrible.
He has foot and mouth syndrome, and I even thought at the at Tribal Council, like, it's almost like he's got truth serum. Like, he just, like, Jeff asked him a question, like, he's like, oh, yes, and there's been plenty of names going out, Jeff. Who are the names? Oh, well, that's PG, that's Abby, that's me. Like, that's sometimes where you be a bit political, Jeff, and we don't usually reveal a lot of things like that. Like, he just wants to be honest.
Like when he said Savage and Tasha are in control, like, geez, are you going to give them that much power by telling them that?
What was interesting about that situation is at first I thought he was like doing that as a way to kind of really point out, like, come on us four, we need to be taking these two out. Like, let's come together. And then he kind of repeated that, and then we obviously never got anything of it. Would that have been a good idea?
It was not Varner's week.
Well, would that have been a good idea, though, Noah? Like, at that point, for them to him be like, well, hang on a minute, these two are all of a sudden in control. Are we going to let that happen? No, let's put our differences aside. 4 of us right now, take one of them out.
Well, the ridiculous thing is the 4 of us get together, let's take one of them out. That's what it should have been from the get-go, and I'm sure we'll jump into the fact that PG was voted out this week, but... I bet you he did that at camp. I bet you they were all scrambling all that afternoon, and he said, let's just stick the 4 together. There's no need to do this. I'm sorry, I made a blunder. So I bet you he did that. But at that point, he was a rat. PG stole a bracelet. Abby is psycho, so it was never going to work. But yeah, this is turning into Kasaya or something. This is mental.
Accused Abby of being dry, when she was actually wet.
I'm not dry!
Worst fight in the history of Survivor. You're still pretty dry. I'm not dry. I'm wet. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am.
Why are we making chimneys? I'm not dry.
Oh, this is the beauty though of Abby. Like, was it Jordan? You were saying you don't like Abby, but this is gold. Like, Abby's just
PG and RC are joining the 2-letter Abby hate club.
She's good TV. I'll give you that. I just don't like her character. I mean, and yeah, I mean, she makes for good TV, but like she's so annoying. She comes across as so annoying that you just want to see her get taken down like in a blaze of glory. I guess.
But then we wouldn't.
I'm sorry, Ben. I know you have money on her. But
it's not just that. We wouldn't get dry, wet arguments, building chimney. What's going on?
Yeah, right.
Why was there not a hashtag there, like hashtag not dry? Hashtag dry breakdown.
I guess we should talk in general, though, about, sort of that whole bit there in terms of the vote out. PG, the 4 not sticking together. Colin, I mean, did they make a dumb move here, not sticking together, and then also to take out PG? I mean, why take out PG?
No, I'm on the side of the vote this week. I think it comes down to one person, which is just Abby Maria. And it actually did make sense for her to do this, especially to force the tie, because as she said very honestly, I'm at the bottom with you. I'm not. Well, she is still at the bottom with them, but she's up a spot. So she found a way to force somebody else to have to flip. And if they had the choice, like let's say Tasha and Savage, they had the choice, like let's get rid of Abby or let's get rid of PG. They don't really have any reason to believe that PG would stick with them next week, and they're back in the minority. So I think that everybody made exactly the move that they should have this week. Abby moved herself up a spot. Savage and Tasha are with somebody who, at least for now, is going to be more loyal to them than PG would have. They called her wishy-washy. I don't know if that's exactly what she was or indecisive, but she definitely wasn't giving them any indication to think that she was going to work with them past 1 week just to save herself. And Varner had to save himself. So this was kind of like everything lining up, and this is exactly the way the vote should have gone, I think.
Rossi?
Yeah, I don't agree with Colin. I think Tasha and Savage could have easily cut their losses and just voted out Abby, because they call PG wishy-washy and all over the place, but Abby changes her mind within 3 seconds. And her quick turnarounds are so unpredictable that you can't really rely on that.
Okay, but if we're looking...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if we're looking at this week, Abby was willing to force a tie in order to vote with them. And I think that shows them more than anything. You can trust her at least more than PG and Varner, who have given you nothing.
But I don't see any reason that they should at all. They know Abby's unpredictability, and they acknowledged it too, and I don't see why that all of a sudden is a big bonus to them.
It's not that it's a bonus. It's just that it's a safer vote for them this week. And if they were to go with PG and next week, they decide, okay, well, we don't need you, Savage and Tasha. They're idiots for voting her out. They go with Abby. They at least have some reason to believe they still have power next week.
Yep.
Colin, never rebut Rossi because it just
ends.
20
That's it.
longer.
That's it's all over. Jordan,
hooray for debate.
Jordan, anything to add?
I think Abby is very much in control of who's going home right now. I know Varner is just completely unwilling to force a tie. Like he's just going to go wherever the numbers are to save himself. I think he said that in one of his interviews, that he's never going to force a tie again.
He's so scared of ties. He's terrified of a tie.
He is. Yeah, and it's scary for someone like Abby to have this much control over the vote. And if she wants to get rid of somebody, she just goes to Savage and Tasha, who's going to say, all right, as long as it's not us. And she goes to Varner, who says, well, I don't want to force a tie. So, Abby says a name and everybody listens to her, and that's the way it goes until she doesn't have the numbers anymore.
So you think that Abby right now on Angkor is in control?
Yeah.
Okay. No, would you agree with that?
Well, I'm kind of agree and disagree with every single comment just said then because I'm an idiot.
Because it's not your opinion.
How about wishy-washy?
Yeah. Well, actually, I agree. In a weird sense, Abby Maria is in control, similar to Philippines. I'm rewatching Philippines now, and Abby just has this weird knack of being in the majority. And maybe it's because she's a goat, but she seems to have some sort of sway. Like, she's a bad Survivor player. She'll never win the game, but she has this sway where people do what she says because they just work with her because she's easy. So in a way, she is dominating the vote, but it won't matter because she's not going to win. I kind of agree that PG is the right move, but at the same time, I keep saying that you shouldn't vote on strength in an All-Star season, but is it not Savage and Tasha's best effort to just focus on tribe strength so they don't have to go back to tribal? Because, like, Savage and Tasha was a very good player this week. Like, Savage too, but Tasha was definitely a star of this week. Is it not in their best interest? Because they're not safe. Yes, they got a good one this time, but this could easily get flipped on their head again. They're not safe. Like, now PG's gone, maybe Varna will get back with Abby and Wu. So shouldn't they vote on tribe strength and get rid of Abby because she sucks at challenges? It's not like PG's amazing, like, but she can do Sudoku. So, I think maybe they should have voted on tribe strength. But then I also agree with Colin on, Abby is loyal to them. She wants PG out. Like, there's no way she's not voting for PG because PG said she was dry. So, she's going to vote for them. But, so yeah. And also, so I see a lot of angles here, but also you mentioned, Jeff Varner doesn't want to go to a tie. What about Savage when he's talking about, when they did the tribe swap, he goes, I always get screwed over by tribe swaps. What?
You love that bit. You were jumping up and down.
In a tribe swap, Savage.
You were throwing shit at your TV.
I was just confused because he wasn't even ever in a tribe swap. He was in a, similar to this situation, almost a tribe ad in a way.
I felt sorry
so that
for
was
Savage. I was like,
well,
oh,
I didn't
Savage.
Because here we go again. This is what happened to him in the Outcast, is everyone else was a part of the Outcast. So why do we feel bad for Savage when everyone else was also involved in this twist? I thought he was being a bit of a crybaby. And I'm kind of on Savage's side in this season. I want him to at least make the merge, but he was being a crybaby. No one else had crybaby-itis, so...
Well, nobody else on this season was in the Outcast twist, though, so...
Well, this isn't the Outcast twist.
Well, it's close enough to him that it strikes a nerve.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know, what do you think, Ben? I don't think Savage and Tasha are necessarily safe. Like, they're in a better position than they were 3 days ago, but I don't think they're necessarily safe for the next vote.
I did have to laugh, though. I loved when, before all the stuff went down at the challenge, and they come to Varna, and they're all like, oh, look, you know, we'll take you. And Varna's like, well, I just really want to make the jury. It's like, well, we can make that happen. And then Varna's confessional, like, oh, you're going to take me to the jury? Well, thanks a lot, guys. Like, that was, it was good. I laughed at that.
It blows my mind how Savage and Tasha weren't voted out this week.
Well, I want to...
Go, Colin.
I want to get some opinions on the other strategy they played, which was instead of coming in the minority after a tribe switch and saying, you know, we'll stick with you guys, they leveraged the other tribe in a way that I think it didn't hurt them. I mean, you could say, oh, well, that's a dumb thing to do, but they were going to be on the bottom one way or the other. So them leveraging that, you know, potential merge number over everybody else's heads, it could have come across a little bit pompous, but at the same time, people have to be thinking about that, especially considering they're just going to keep losing at this point. So I thought that was really smart on their part.
I agree. I think it's always difficult in those situations, though, kind of as Varna was saying, like, oh, you're going to take me there, like, what's going to happen once we get to it? I mean, I agree completely with you, because exactly, merged, they stick to tribal lines, and yeah, they're definitely going to be in trouble, but I guess what would make it difficult then, of course, is to get a read on how things go, because, you know, all it takes is one person on one of the other tribes to do the same, and then they could form close bonds, and then they're connected, yet you know, like Kimmy could be with someone and then with Varna and they don't want to be together because of what happened and I don't know. There's like all a variety of
This isn't
situations.
even tribal lines, though. This is alliance lines. Like, it's not like it was Varna, PG, Abby, and Spencer or something. This was like the 4-person alliance, like the whack job alliance, as I said, Kasai, like PG and Abby are in an alliance. Like, why did this happen? But this was a 4-person tight alliance. If they had Wigglesworth and Dietz, that's their alliance. And so it's not even tribal alliance. It was an alliance broken in one short tribe swap when it really shouldn't have been. It blows my mind. This season's awesome.
Rossi, anything to kind of go on Colin's statement, I guess? Wasn't really a question, was it?
I wasn't listening.
Beautiful. Jordan? No, you weren't listening either?
Yeah.
Huh?
No, what was the argument?
That... Yeah.
Leveraging the numbers going into the merge.
We're such a good show. We are the best. Like, shit, we're good.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it pretty good.
Yeah, all right. PG, are we going to... Yeah, they were sort of pointing out there, we're going to eulogise PG. I like that, kind of doing this each week, going over it. I think Jared... Lubick, our Oslet, who's watching us live, hello Jared, pointed out most ruined legacy so far of those who have been voted out. Jordan, would you agree with that?
PG being the most ruined?
Yeah, so out of the 3 that we've lost so far, her legacy being the most ruined?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Vitas really didn't have a chance, so, I mean, we'll just stick to what he did in Blood vs. Water. I think Shireen, she had her moment in Worlds Apart, and this time, again, she just didn't have a chance. PG, I think, made some blunders, so, yeah. I mean, I didn't personally think she played that great of a game in China anyway, but she definitely came out looking a lot worse than in China this time.
Rossi?
It's sad to say, but it is. She's the one who really soured. I mean, Vitas was kind of all right, so he just kind of went down. But from all right wasn't much. I think PG had a lot to lose. She started off really high, and a lot of people are rooting for her. So to see a fan favorite like that go so early.
Colin?
She was one of the ones I was most excited about coming on this season. And I wasn't... Again, I agree. I don't think that she played a great game in China, but she played an entertaining game in China. And so far this season, I've kind of just felt like she is following, the same feeling I had with Brenda and Karamoan. She showed a lot of promise the first time around. She showed a lot of aggression, a lot of fire. And then this time probably went a little bit too soft, thinking she had to overchange her game. So the same as I said at the beginning of the episode, I think a second chance doesn't always mean change what you did the first time, because she'd still be here if she was playing like in China. I will say, though, I think that Vitas probably takes more of a hit just because of how his exit was edited to make him look more like a fool. Whereas PG, she just kind of got outplayed.
Noah?
Out of the 3, she would have had the most lost legacy, but I don't necessarily think either of them had huge lost legacies. PG was 5th, 6th, but at the same time, to an average fan, are they going to remember PG that much? It took me 3 watches to even appreciate PG's game in China. I always knew she was one of the bigger characters, but that was just in the context of China. Denise is also a big character in the context of China. Jean Robert. So I do she's great. I voted for her and all that, but I don't think she had this big legacy to begin with compared to some of these other players who are eventually going to get voted out. Wigglesworth. So yeah, I guess out of the 3, yeah, but not really. And I think a lot of her demise did have to do with Abby. Abby hated her, unless we hear these behind the scenes stories afterwards. They're seemingly for no reason. she didn't steal her bracelet, or she accidentally stole her bracelet. She
dry.
told her she was dry. So it's definitely RC 2.0. But yeah, I was sad to see it go. But of the list of people that I like in this season, compared to the list of people I want to see go home, out of the list of people I like, she's at the bottom. So, like, if I have to sacrifice someone, I'm okay with her going compared to someone like a Varna or a Kimmy or a Wigglesworth or a Keith. So, yeah, it's sad to see it go, but at the same time, I don't think her legacy's been too tarnished, and I also don't think we'll ever see PG on Survivor again. But,
all right.
Yeah, bye-bye, PG.
We're going to get into his final bits here. We actually got a couple of questions, and Zachary is just randomly naming out shows. Cass the Llama, How to Farm with Dale, the Spencer Bledsoe Show.
It's the whole channel.
We will be playing our new segment, Guess the Song Zachary Chong, very shortly. I've already put up some lyrics, and how we're going to play this, Zach, is that I'm going to read out the lyrics for you, and you've got to type in the box what the song is, with no help from any of our Ozlets. And if you guess it correctly, we will close the episode out with that song. If you guess it incorrectly, we will close it out with, like, what's the worst song in the history of the world? Like, what can we...
Sticky Situation.
Situation. There we go.
That's the best song.
This game, of course, is all dependent on the fact that he can hear us, which I'm not sure he can right now.
Is the song going to be Gimme Shelter in honor of Abby Maria being dry?
All right. Now, we actually got a couple of questions in now. They're both from Ozlet, so get excited. Tom Shembry. Hello, Tom. He asks, what do the boys or girls... Oh, he's, again, assuming he's a girl.
Yay!
You're cute, Tom.
Not that we have girls on this week, but still.
What do we think of Angkor subbing Wu into the puzzle? Jordan, what do you think of the girl of Angkor subbing Wu into the puzzle?
Well, who did they have on before? I don't remember.
Yes, that person. PG and Tasha.
Yeah.
I don't know if Wu actually did the puzzle in Cagayan in that first challenge. I think he might have, but out of those 6, I think maybe I would have put in Savage, but Wu we saw in Cagayan, like he did that last gear puzzle in the challenge, so he's not terrible at puzzles. So I can see the switch, but I probably would have put in Savage before Wu.
We didn't even mention too much about Wu not getting the vote at the end and his dumbfound face.
We don't need to talk about Wu.
And it's weird to see that he was the only one who was not in consideration for the vote.
Abby Maria, you've voted for me twice now.
She's she's like Brooklyn now, Abby. Or, I don't even know what that accent
She's Tony.
You voted for me twice now.
Woo! You voted for me twice now.
Look, time in everybody with that question. I'm not going to go to everybody. If anybody got anything to add, please go to it. Or
Wu was on a season with brains in the title, so he had some qualification to be in there, I guess.
Okay. Our other question comes from Cable. Hello, Cable. Now, I'm going to hold this up to the camera. Can people actually see that this is a text he's sent me? He's actually sent it to me. Boys, can I submit a question?
Your screen froze about 10 minutes into the show.
Oh, did it? Oh, good. So I haven't been picking my nose and everything like that. Boys, can I submit a question for the Oztopsy? Question: while the 3-tribe swap was a good twist, surely there are better/fairer ways to split the tribes. How would Ben or the Ozlets split the tribes? Well, we already talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, we've done that. That was Nick.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Okay, well, you're a bit late to the party, my friend. Go check your baby.
Thanks for the late question.
Well, they could have done a pick'em, but for this case, I think it was fine.
Okay, all right. Now, let's go. Go, Colin, please. Interrupt me.
It's Jordan.
Hello, Jordan.
I don't think they wanted to do the... Yeah. I don't think they wanted to do the pick'em because, like, the pregame alliance is like, Jeff, pick somebody from not your tribe, and he just goes and picks someone that he has a good relationship with.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think the random was good in this case.
Okay. Is my screen seriously frozen so like nobody can see what I'm doing?
Yeah, long
It's been frozen since 10 minutes in. He's right.
So could I like get naked or something like that, right? Not that I would, but
I don't want to hear your nakedness.
Yeah.
No, will you try to say something there, Colin, or is that Jordan? Fuck, I don't know who it is now. You all sound the same.
No, I was just appalled at the idea of you getting naked. So, wait a second, the screen's refreshing. So please tell me you didn't do it.
No, I refreshed the screen, so not to get naked, just. Everybody must see my naked body.
Refresh.
Okay. Now it's not even working.
Why
Fuck
did you
it.
get an accent?
Because I can do Tony. Now, are we back? Hello? I really wish
Yes,
that...
we are back. You want to hold up that text from Cable now?
Oh, do you want to see the text from Cable now? Hang on, maybe I'll give you his phone number so people can text him. Hang on. Can you see that? There we go. Hello? Can you see that? Right, there we go.
Oh, so now they're all hearing it. If only you'd click one refresh button.
If you want his number...
50 minutes ago, then everyone could have listened to this episode. Poor Catherine. It's dedicated to this show week in, week out. All it took for you to was press one button at the top left of your screen and everything would have been fixed.
Well, my question is, why did Catherine and that sit here and just keep, like, listening?
That's how dedicated they are. They're
we had, like, 9 viewers this whole time and nobody could see or hear me. So, like, good on you guys.
Yeah, but they're going to tune out now that you're back. Bring back the black screen. I like the black screen.
Please don't call Cable, by the way, right now. I did not share his number. He'll kill me. Anyway. Hi, Jared. Hello, everybody. How are we? Everyone meet Jordan. Jordan's new. Jordan, say hi.
Hey, guys.
Good. All right. Now, rankings and things and shit. In terms of our power rankings, so Jared had PG at 12, Colin, you had her at 11, Noah and I both had her at 14, so we both get the point. So you're still leading though, Noah, you're on 2, Colin's on 1, I'm on 1, and Jared's on 0. Nothing unusual.
Tell us something new.
Okay, pre-C...
Where's Sandra at?
Sweep.
Santa?
Sandra? What?
Sandra.
I thought you said Santa. I didn't know Santa was doing our power ranking.
The sweep. Everybody keep laughing because who got eliminated in the sweep? Kristen! Yay!
Yay!
I didn't even watch the show anyway.
I'm watching Teen Mom.
So
she didn't live tweet this week, Colin.
Jordan,
She didn't live tweet?
She didn't.
Something must be wrong. Try refreshing your Twitter.
Jordan, you've got Savage. How are you feeling having Savage in the sweep?
He looks good right now. I hope he can make it, through the merge vote, he couldn't do last time. So we'll see. I have him in my pre-game predictions going out around the merge, so we'll see what happens.
Hopefully, for your wallet's sake, that's not true. Rossi, Varna, you've got a good one. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I have one of the contenders.
Right. Okay.
He's a rat. Pissed off everyone in the game.
Noah, you're eliminated, Noah, already, and Colin, you too. The one actually we talked about Jimmy winning all the time. Stop winning, Jimmy. The other one that I think we need to start yelling at now is fucking Nick. Nick's got Jeremy. He always has good people too.
And isn't he rich anyway in normal life? He doesn't need the money.
So's Jimmy. Why do the rich people get the good ones? We're poor. Come on.
Why is Noah winning every year now with the first boots?
Oh, because it's just a bit of a cock tease. Have $20, mate. You can go buy a dinner at your corner store.
It's almost like, really? I would trade in all my first boots if I could just get the winner.
Anyway. Okay. Pre-season. Let's have one. That's Worlds Apart. That's the wrong season. Okay, who went this week? PG. So based on who's on here, Noah, you said she would be equal runner-up. So you're well and truly out of this one.
I said Monica would frickin' win.
Colin, you said she'd be 7th. Rossi, you said she'd be 4th. Let's see here. Jordan did. Yes, I've got you some here. 5th. So currently, Colin, you're winning out of the ones that are on air. Cable had her at 10th. He's winning now. Ryan is runner-up. You're well and truly out of it. Patrick at 5th. Gabriel, 13th. He's winning right now. Sorry, Cable. Tom at 19th. Oh, he's taken the lead. Nook at 9th. You're gone. Clifton at 6th. You're gone. Alec at 15th. You're gone. And Paul at 7th. You're gone. But I haven't mentioned my name. Oh, what a surprise. Because I put her in 18th 2 weeks in a row. I've got it spot on. Yes!
So, essentially, you know spoilers.
Okay, then. We'll hold me to that. If Abby goes next week at 17th, then if Keith goes at 16th, and then Kimmy at 15th, if I get like the next 5 in a row, sure, I know spoilers.
The funny thing is, all of them could be potentially the next ones.
Because that's smart predicting. So I'm leading on 4. Patrick's on 2, and everybody else is on 0. So there you go. Shall we do guess the song Zachary Chong, or should we do our final set of questions first?
Guess the song Zachary Chong.
All right.
Out the way.
Zachary.
Bring back PR, Karen.
Zachary, I want you to tell me what 1 + 1 is to make sure that I know you're listening right now, as in the chat, like if you're listening to this in a pre-record
What if
as
he's
well.
not very good at maths?
Don't like... Get the calculator out. So he types listening. He doesn't type the answer to the question.
So now we all know he doesn't actually know the answer to the question.
Not listening.
It's 2, Zachary.
All you got to do is go like that, and then you got it done.
All right, so the rules of this are, Zachary, I'm going to read out lyrics to a song. You have to tell me what the song is. If you guess it correctly, I will play it to conclude this episode with. If you guess it wrong, I will play Sticky Situation by Baylor Wilson.
Stakes are on.
Ooh.
Get it right.
Now, people
No
in this
Googling,
group,
Zachary.
and people in this group are not allowed to help out. All right? Are we ready to go? All right, these are the lyrics of the song, Zachary Chong.
No Googling.
And I'm going to read 2 verses here. Okay? And I will say the title of the song is in one of these bits. So you've got to listen to it if you don't know it. I'm going to get some groans when I start reading this out. I'm going to start laughing. I'm going to break the cycle. I'm going to shake up the system. I'm going to destroy my ego.
Come on!
I'm going to close my body now.
Analyze this, Zachary Chong.
I think I'll find another way. There's so much more to know. I guess I'll die another day. It's not my time to go. For every
I don't
sin,
think anyone's going to know this.
I'll have to pay. I've come to work. I've come to play. I think I'll find another way. It's not my time to go.
Analyze this, Zachary Chong.
He guessed it. He said it. Oh, we have to close with it. Oh, what a shame.
No, Zachary, you're supposed to... I'd rather hear Sticky Situation.
Why didn't we hear A Million Shards of Glass That Haunt Me From My Past?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to do the newest Justin Bieber song, but I looked at the lyrics. There's like 4 lyrics to the song, and each lyric is the title of the song. So, like...
The writing's on the wall, Zachary.
Okay, I was actually, I had an appointment thing last night, and they had the radio playing in the background, and all of a sudden I hear, writings on the wall. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, who sang it? Oh, fuck off, Zachary, like, go away! Catherine, answer it for him. That's just
It was
rude.
Ben, we just heard it.
Okay, Zachary, you've got to be like 12, right? Like... Come on.
Or maybe he actually doesn't listen to horrible songs.
Well, he, like, knows.
Yeah.
He listens... No, I don't know. I'll come back for that one. All right, who's your tip to win, Jordan? I'm going to go for you first.
Tasha.
Tasha. Okay. No.
Yes.
I really hope this isn't true, but maybe he'll propose live, Spencer.
I think it would be more about him saying, I love you live. Colin?
I've waited 2 of her back-to-back seasons to say this, but Tasha.
And Rossi?
Went.
Worth. Who is your dark horse, Rossi?
Sierra.
Somebody just farts. I just heard a noise. Colin is your dark horse.
I'm going to go with Dietz.
Dietz. Noah.
I was going to say Tasha too, but let's go Terry Deeds staring the spoon. He's got a social game.
Cocky. Jordan.
Spencer.
We haven't mentioned Chubb all episode. We've done well this week.
Don't go there.
Who's next to go? Noah?
It's not my time to go.
He's even singing it now. Yo, it's working.
Who's next to go? Let's say... I think Ancor's going to lose, so maybe it will be... Let's just say this out of hope. Woo!
Colin.
No, I'm going to go with Cass, just as a safe answer.
Rossi.
Tasha.
Jared. Jordan. Jordan. Well, Jared in the chat can type it. Jordan.
I'm going to go with Purple Monica.
Who?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, all right. And Jordan, I haven't asked you or Rossi or Colin this season, and no, I guess you can answer it again if you really want to. Jordan, out of all the players this season, who is playing the most similar to how you would play Survivor?
Probably Steven.
Steven?
Just because like a social nothing. Like him.
Okay. You also have
Social nothing.
trouble chopping coconuts as well?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how to do that. Sorry.
I'll remember that next time I chop a coconut. Rossi?
Yeah, don't ask me.
Probably wigs.
I'm down with the peeps with wigs. Colin?
I honestly don't think I've identified with a survivor more than when Tasha jumped in there and said, "We have a rat." That's exactly what I would have done, so I'm going with Tasha.
You'd be like, "Oh, we have a ratty." And apparently you're Irish now. Noah?
Well, Colin will be jumping in front of me, calling me out. We've got a fat. I would be Jeff Varner. I would do a stupid thing that could have been avoidable and just ruin my game. Probably.
Chubb again, but this time with fats.
I'm not a rat. I'm a bat.
Ben. That's it. We're going. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Even though you probably heard the last 10 minutes of this live. I like our new segment. Guess the song Zachary Chong. That's going to take off. I think we're on a winner there. Submit your.
I wish he hadn't won this week now.
Yeah. Submit your potential songs to Guess the Song Zachary Chong to Survivor.
It was like I stepped in gum. Honey in my hair.
Waltzing Matilda.
Melting,
waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And she sang as she watched that jump. How does it go?
He probably wouldn't know.
And he sang as he watched that jump back in the... No, fuck, I don't even remember how it goes. How the fuck does it go? And he sang as he watched that jump back in
he waited for that Billy Boyle.
Billy Boyle? You'll come a waltzing Matilda.
Yeah, he sang as he watched and he waited for Billy Garcia.
And he grabbed him with glee.
Hashtag bring Billy back.
And he sang as he... Fucking hell. Fuck waltzing Matilda.
He sang and he watched and he waited to bring Billy back.
Oh,
underneath
Canada.
the mango tree.
Why are we singing Waltzing Matilda?
Our home and native land. All right, okay, we're going.
We've done Zachary Chong, guess the song.
Yeah, well done, Zachary Chong, yes. We'll come up with a segment, Who's Keen for Catherine Caneen?
That sounds slightly inappropriate. Let's not do that.
It's like our version of The Bachelor.
There you go. We could sell that to Channel 7. Who's keen for Catherine? That would would watch.
Clean with Mr. Sheen, Catherine Kineen. I don't know where I'm going. I'm going. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Jordan, thank you very much for coming on to this episode. Pleasure to have you on board, and I'm looking forward to getting you on more of these in the future.
Pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Rossi, you know how I feel about you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
To be sure. Colin, thank you.
I'm looking forward to next season's How to Lube with Jared Lubick.
Thought we'd gotten away from the chubs and you brought it back.
Well, it's better than the one I was going to come up with. What Stinks with Ryan Brink. And Noah, that's not even funny, Ben. That's just bullying. Noah, thank you. Hashtags. Sorry, Colin. Shit. Hashtags. Fuck. All right. We'll close it with hashtags so we can play what we're meant to be playing right now. I'm just keen to get out of here so we can hear it. No, a hashtag for this episode and hashtag for this episode of Survivor Oz.
Hashtag for this episode, maybe hashtag, what do you mean I'm dry? Or hashtag not dry. And for this episode of Survivor Oz, hashtag who's keen for Catherine Kineen.
Jordan, to explain this, I should have really explained it to you. Yes, each episode we give a hashtag what we think is the overall theme of the episode of Survivor, and also just for this episode of Survivor Oz. So, do you have one? Do you want us to come to you last?
I have one. Let me think of the other.
Okay, well, I'll come back to you. Colin.
Yeah.
For the episode, hashtag the idols on Woo, and for our episodes, hashtag please don't play the song, Ben, please.
Yeah. Rossi.
For Survivor, hashtag another Woo blindside.
Another
and
Woo.
For this,
I was going to say that.
So many
hashtag naked with Ben.
Hey, that's a good one, Rossi. I like that. Jordan.
Colin actually stole my one for the Oztopsy, but I'll go with. No, I have another one. For the Survivor episode, hashtag no Woo blindside face, and for the Oztopsy, hashtag idle ingest stools.
I want to close it out as we go into listen to it. Oh, how fantastic does it sound? It's the best thing ever. Noah, you're going to close it out with a Mary scream to signify your love of the song.
Yes. My headphones, is it playing?
Yes.
When my current girlfriend started saying, like, I love you, I didn't say it back.
Oh, really?
Totally dry. How's your pop? Me? Yeah, you're not dry. No, your dress is dry. Yeah, it's under my jacket. My jacket's not dry. No, you got the good spot in the middle. You want to switch? No. I don't know what you're trying to say. No, I'm just being a gossip. I'm glad. Well, you're dry. I'm not dry.
Savage and Tasha want me to come and join them. They will get me to the jury. Isn't that a lovely invitation?
I'm not dry. Hey, we got a rat.
Are we still alliance?
Yes.
Why didn't you make a deal with me?
I'm not dry.
There's no surprise I get the last word at the very last second, and it looks like Jeff's pulling it again.
The cycle, I'm gonna shake